All right, so we want to. It's a pretty cool story.
Okay.
Pretty cool.
You tell me, Nick.
Okay. All right. I like the setup, Carlene. So this weekend, the South Carolina Ag and Art Tour, which is a free self-guided tour of farms and markets that feature local artisans at every stop. It will be in York County. Doing some research on it. I'm like, how? And I feel ashamed. I'm like, how didn't I know about this?
Yeah.
I'm from the Carolinas.
I lived in York County for a couple years now.
Did you? Have you been?
Big fan.
Have you been?
I haven't been.
You haven't been,
No.
but you've heard about this.
Oh, I have.
Okay. And I'm interested. Interesting enough, there are about 150,000 people that have participated since 2012. Again, it's in York County. So if you're here in the Charlotte area, it's not a far drive at all.
No.
We were giving one of our directors sort of an idea where York County is. I'm like, man, as soon as you cross the border, you're
Yeah, he's
right
in
there.
Concord, so he's like, he doesn't venture out that way. You need to venture down that way.
Right. It's a lot of great things happening in York County. And that's why we have Andy Clinton, President and CEO of Visit York Inn in today, coming with some treats.
I did.
Andy, thank you for your time. Thank you for stopping by.
Yeah, I did not come empty-handed. Thankfully, I was passing through, and I was actually going by one of the farms, Black's Peaches, and she filled me up with you guys. So thank Beth White. She hooked you up with all kinds of stuff.
So, let's get a wide shot of this. As you see right there, this.
Look at all that.
Look at it. We got corn. We got some tomatoes, some peaches,
Mm-hmm.
cantaloupe. I see there. All right, yeah, we'll address that after the interview. So, talk about the Ag and Art Tour. What can? So, I've never been, and I'm very interested in this. Talk about it. What can folks expect when they go out there?
Yeah, so I mean, it's the largest free farm tour in the country. So, and it actually started in York County in 2012, and because of the popularity of it, really the whole state gravitated towards it. And Clemson Extension, so a part of Clemson University, really started this whole program, and it's now in 22 counties across the state. Wow. So, but York County started it, so we have that claim. We have 18 farms that are participating this weekend, and that tends to change a little bit day to day, but I believe that number is still right, that it's somewhere in the ballpark of 18 farms participating from across the county. And I've participated in it the past few years, either as a volunteer or, I'm taking my family. I have a 5 and 2-year-old and wife, and we did it all last year. We hit 4 farms, and basically, I mean, we mapped out our plan a few days before, as far as, you get out the Google Maps and like, okay, so we're going to go what strategically makes sense.
Sounds like
as
Disney
far
World.
as
Right?
right, so you map out throughout the county, all right, so we're going to hit these 3 farms or these 4, and which ones have animals that you can pet, or who's a pick your own, or who's more it's picking your own flowers, or all these farms have different demonstrations, or there's a farm that's through the Greenway that has the Ann Springs Close Greenway that has a lot more farms, kid-friendly, but then there's one that's specific to flowers or picking blueberries, or one that's specific to the Catawba Indians and their culture. So really, you kind of pick and choose what fits best with you, but it's great. It's a really fun time. We love it.
And it like, if you're watching right now, you can see that's some of the video right here of what you can expect. So it's like we're kind of giving you sort of a sneak peek in case you haven't got a chance. Why is it important? Because you're picking the food that you're going to eat.
Yeah.
And why is that important for folks to experience that?
And I think that people are really gravitating towards that and really want to know more of that experience. And we're seeing that on, the analytics of our website, and we're, Visit York County. So we promote tourism throughout York County. So whether it's Carowinds or breweries or restaurants or sports tourism. So farms play a very critical role in that. We're finding that fall festivals are becoming increasingly popular. People want to know, how does this food get on our table, and how does the life of, farm life look like? And people want to know that. So agritourism makes up a big portion of tourism in the county. There's a lot of visitors. There's a lot of families. There's a lot of people from Charlotte coming down to these farms and going to, Windy Hill Orchard and grabbing, hard apple cider.
Nice.
I mean, we're figuring out, we have a lot of this software and analytics, and we're geofencing farms. And, a lot of these farms, Black Peaches, for example, last year, 40% of their customers, I think it was over 40% of their customers came from outside of York County. So a lot of people, from whether it's Mecklenburg or Chester, Lancaster, wherever, coming into our county and experiencing the farms, which is pretty cool.
That's cool. It's tech meets rural living. I mean,
Yeah.
you don't think? I mean, I'm making that connection as you're talking about this.
Yeah.
That's a cool part of that, right?
Yeah, and I think the farms are really, us building the relationship with the farms, and we work really well with, I was talking about this earlier, that, an influencer or I say influencer, blog writer, the Farmer's Fee, that she's out of York County, but she helps us make those connections with the farmers. And, a lot of these farmers, they grew up on the farm, they know how to, they don't know Instagram or a website or Facebook, and getting them to understand that, like, people want to know your story. They want to know, Black's Peaches, that it's been around for 100+ years, the family,
Wow.
and that's
Yeah.
that's a really cool story to tell. People want to support that business. We got to make sure we're getting it out there, which is social media, being on here with you today, right?
Right.
That's it.
What? So York County is the first location for this tour. And I'm looking at the map too. I have it pulled up because there are other counties listed. So it's Richland and York County this weekend, and then after that it's Barnwell, Georgetown, Florence County, my old stomping grounds, Florence
That's it.
County.
You got to make your way down there.
Oh man! So how does York County stick out amongst all these other counties in South Carolina that participate?
I would say just the variety, and really, our county is large. I mean, like you said, I don't think you guys, a lot of people don't realize, York County starts exit 9, like right at Carowinds. Half of Carowinds is in North and half is in South Carolina. And so half is in, York County, and it goes all the way down to, I'm a Interstate 77 guy, so it goes down to exit 73. I know exits, right? And then it goes pretty far west, going towards 85 and kind of Gaffney, or I don't want to get too much into geography, but York County's big, right?
Yeah, it is.
So we have farms all over the place. A lot of them are in western York County, but I spoke, it's the Black Snake Farm, which is the Catawba Indians. That's more on the eastern side and runs more along the Catawba River. So there's a lot of variety, and it's peaches or blueberries or the flower farms or ones that are more kid friendly. It's a really good variety. So that way, it speaks to really anybody that wants to come to York County. And if you have kids, or you're single, or you're older, or, it really gravitates to whoever, you're more into history, then this farm probably speaks to you. So I think that's what really sets us apart, is, just the variety that we have.
I remember growing up, I'm from the High Point, Greensboro area. And so we came to Charlotte all the time. I'm a Carowinds kid.
Yep.
And so I remember folks and family members would be like, I'm moving to Rock Hill. And that's back in the day when, like, Rock Hill, folks started moving to Rock Hill in York County. And to see it grow over the years, man, it's just like,
it's crazy.
It's just,
I feel like I'm a little bit in the minority now, as far as, I am born and raised, born in Gastonia, technically, right at 2 years old, we moved to Rock Hill. And, I was having this conversation with somebody at lunch, the other day, like, you always, in high school, you're like, I'm moving out of here, and I'm, you're not, and it's like, man, there's not a better place to live than where we are right now. And there's, back in my day, right? But, elementary school, middle school, it's, you had your handful of restaurants, but it's like, man, we got a lot to choose from now. We have lots, we have 13 breweries in the county. Like, that's crazy.
Unheard of years ago.
Yeah. So it was big news when we got our first brewery, probably, 10 years ago or so. And it's like, man, we have nightlife and we have restaurants. We have a restaurant week coming up in August. And it's like, you thought for restaurant week, and like, you had to go up to Charlotte. Like, that's just what you had to do, for shopping. You had to go to Charlotte. And it's like, man, we got a have some amenities down here now, which is pretty cool.
We're at the age, I don't know how old you are, I'm not going to ask you, but we're at the age where you can say, back in my day.
Yeah, I know. I was like, oh man, I'm aging myself.
I don't want to neglect, we talk about the agriculture part, but the art part.
Yes.
Man, some
Yeah.
really, the area just, the entire area just has a really cool art scene. Can you talk about that and how that plays into
Yeah,
this?
I'm glad you mentioned that
Yeah.
because that is an important art. It's the ag and art tour, and that's where we have a good relationship with Melanie Cooper and the Arts Council. They're very much a part of this and lead the charge on ag and art tour in York County. All the artisans, they're local and they're all at each farm. And once again, there's variety there as far as art. That's a wide range. It could be woodwork or painter or pottery or local jewelry, or it's every, and that's where you honestly you need to go on our website, right? We have a good robust website. We have a blog. We did a blog specifically for this, and you can
Wow.
really see okay, so I want to go to this farm because it's this artisan and it's it's pottery. If you're interested in pottery, then you need to go to these two farms. But yeah, we have the blog and we have the social media videos, and look all over our Instagram or website, and we got all that covered for you.
Oh,
Make it easy.
You guys are busy. I checked it out. I'm like, man.
A lot going on. Staff of 7, and we're
Oh.
pinging all over the place.
Oh, man. Look, that is Andy Clinton, President, CEO of Visit York County. Do yourself a favor. Not only visit York County, make sure you go to the Ag and Art Tour. Let me make sure you get the right dates. June 7th and 8th. So this weekend. It's coming up. York County. You don't want to miss it. If you miss it, you have to travel all the way to Barnwell County, Georgetown.
You don't wanna do
you don't want to do
Nah,
that.
nah.
Stay here.
York County.
County's where it's at.
Where it started.
Yeah. Yeah.
Andy, thank you so much. Hang tight with us because we, obviously we want to talk about some of this stuff that we have over here. This nice, lovely produce. Thank you for your time. Thank you for stopping in.
Appreciate it.